Nicola Jokic has joined the Spurs Wembanyama team. One by one, Spurs players made the increasingly familiar drive to San Antonio International Airport on Sunday afternoon, this time bound for Chicago and the start of another long road trip. On the positive side, once the Spurs touched down in the Windy City, there would be no Nicola Jokic to be found. Having torched the Spurs for a total of 87 points, 27 rebounds, and 19 assists on back-to-back nights, the Denver Nuggets star was off to wreak his unique brand of havoc on a different unfortunate foe. For Victor Wembanyama, the Spurs' newly minted 21-year-old superstar in waiting, the double dip against Jokic was akin to consecutive nights in NBA grad school. Multiple-time MVP, soon-to-be MVP again. Wembanyama said of Jokic, "Can't ask for a better way to get better." Indeed, the games against the Nuggets, which the Spurs split with a gritty win in Denver on Friday followed by a tough overtime loss at home Saturday, were the best kind of learning experience for Wembanyama. They also served as a learning experience for Spurs coaches, who envisioned Wembanyama as a sort of next-gen iteration of Jokic even before the 7'3" Frenchman set foot in San Antonio. Not long after the Spurs won the No. 1 pick in the 2023 draft lottery, members of the front office and coaching staff sat down with film of various NBA players past and present, brainstorming ideas on how to best unlock all the features on their soon-to-be new toy. They quickly zeroed in on Jokic and the Nuggets, who at the time were on their way to the club's first NBA championship. They were one of the teams where we would watch some of what they were doing and say, "Oh, maybe that's something we can try or grow to," Spurs acting coach Mitch Johnson said. It's not that Jokic and Wembanyama project to be identical players. Wembanyama is taller and more athletic than the earthbound Jokic. At this stage, the 29-year-old Jokic is a better outside shooter and more creative passer. Wembanyama is leaps and bounds the better defender. Though Jokic and Wembanyama are not the same player, the Spurs believe they could perhaps be the same kind of chess piece, just in the sense they are so versatile and unique, Johnson said. Their skill set suggests you can use them all over the court. Denver coach Michael Malone has taken keen note of the Spurs' homage. "When I watch them, it kind of reminds me of the way we use Nicola," Malone said. "They put him in every conceivable action." Like the Nuggets with Jokic, the Spurs this season have begun to deploy Wembanyama in an endless variety of situations. He will set screens and run a traditional pick and roll like a traditional NBA big man. He will likewise handle the ball in pick and roll actions. He will set pin downs and receive pin downs. When Wembanyama is defended by smaller opponents, the Spurs have begun to station him at the elbow and run the offense through him there. That feeling out process will continue Monday as the Spurs begin a 4-game road trip at Chicago. Last year, it was a bunch of trying to figure out what Vic's spots are, Spurs guard Devin Vassell said. Now we've figured out Vic's spots are pretty much anywhere. As well as Jokic played during Denver's 2-game set with the Spurs, Wembanyama had his moments as well. In the Spurs' 113-110 victory at Denver, Wembanyama exploded for 35 points and 18 rebounds and stonewalled Jokic on a potential go-ahead possession for the Nuggets in the waning moments. He was almost as productive in Saturday's 122-111 OT defeat, posting 20 points and a career-best 23 rebounds. On his 21st birthday, no less, Jokic, the NBA's 3-time most valuable player, came out of his most recent meetings with Wembanyama impressed. "He's better this year than last year, and I think he's going to get even better," Jokic said. At times during the Spurs-Nuggets back-to-back, it was difficult to tell which team was which. One Wembanyama play near the end of the Spurs' road win over the Nuggets seemed particularly Jokic-like. With the Spurs down by a point in the final minute and a half, Wembanyama appeared to wind up for a top-of-the-arc three-point try as a pair of Nuggets converged to contest him. Wembanyama instead dumped the ball to Keldon Johnson, slicing through the paint. Johnson finished the layup, drew a foul on Russell Westbrook, and made the ensuing free throw to give the Spurs the lead. "We're trying to get him the ball in the best spots that we can," Vassell said of Wembanyama. "Us helping him helps us, because then, defenders have got to help and we're getting open shots and cuts and everything. He's upping the game for all of us." It wasn't until recently Wembanyama learned of the Spurs' Jokic plans for him. He was generally aware the Spurs have been spawning up inspiration from all manner of basketball sources. He did not know Jokic, specifically, was one.